What was completely ruined because too many people start doing it?
A lot of beer money websites, surveys, user testing, etc. reduce rewards as their supply of users grow. It's a boom-bust cycle. Storm chasing. It was fun 20 years ago, provided you had enough sense not to get too close, leave that poo to the pros. But today, so many amateurs do it that they get in each other's way and people ahead of the storms have trouble getting to safety. The NWS has even had to ask amateur storm chasers to knock it off because some of the professionals have hit traffic jams while trying to get out of the path of tornadoes.
Yeah, I've heard it's gotten pretty bad. I love watching chasers when they're live streaming but feel like a lot of them are contributing to the problem.
Flower fields, wild or otherwise. They are beautiful and can make an amazing scene for a professional photography shoot for someone who is careful not to destroy the area in the process, but put that photo on Instagram and everyone wants the same picture and ends up trampling the fields, which then results in all photography, and even visitors, being banned. Same with many natural, historic environments.
There is a flower field almost directly behind my house, albeit a couple miles hike through the woods. There isn't a single road leading to it and nobody but the locals go there. It's lovely.
Social media, becoming a YouTuber.
My dream of buying a van and converting it.
And tiny houses. I wanted either a tiny house or a van. Cost has gotten so high due to the rise in popularity.
I'm dating a guy who built a shepherd's hut and lives in it. It's honestly amazing. Very small, much more affordable than a tiny house. It smells of wood and fire and leather and wool and candles, and it's the most beautiful place I've ever stayed.
Adblock. Now every website has a warning. It used to be a rare sight.
The adblock I use has an extension for blocking adblock blockers. Edit. For anyone who wants to know, it's uBlock Origin. Don't remember the extension that blocks blockers though.
For me personally, I let it be known that my little rural post office was a great place to get stamps, as no one ever checked there for stamps. I'm a stamp collector. Well, word spread and now I have to fight with about 5 other collectors in the area on issue days. Edit. Thank you for all the awards. A couple things to clarify. Yes, most stamp collectors, philatelists, are already aware that stamps come from the post office. There's a much larger town with a much larger post office that almost everyone seems to go to. I live less than a mile from a little small post office that is operated by about 2 people. It's so small you'd never know it was there, which is why I started going for my stamps. These small post offices don't always get the same amounts as much larger ones, so if I know something's coming out I can go and talk to the postmaster and request what I want.
This is so weirdly niche and I love it. I'm sorry your secret got out though.
I feel like life hacks and DIY in general have been ruined because of YouTube channels like 5-Minute Crafts.
Greater than do yourself it.
Streaming services. It used to be a single place where you could find any show you wanted easily, to disincentivize piracy, but now that every company and their mom has a streaming service, all with exclusive content, piracy is easier even with the ads, load times, and low quality, simply because I don't need to pay 12 different subscriptions to watch shows.
Yep, the money I used to spend on Netflix now gets spent on a quality VPN.
Cutting cable. My family started back when it was only Netflix and Hulu. Now every channel has a subscription.
Bullpoo stories on LinkedIn.
Asterisk. I left my wonderful former employer after X long years and took this job because it gave me the opportunity to do something so meaningful with a great team. Let me tell you a little story about one person I met on the way to my interview and how his passion so inspired me to make a difference. Asterisk. Please. You plateaued at your old job and got a raise and a better title.
Online communities. They're great when small and everyone in it has a voice. Get too many people and that loud and obnoxious minorities start overwhelming things.
Looking at you, Wall Street bets.
Climbing Everest.
The trash up there is appalling.
Small music festival I used to attend, beautiful and fun. Got together with my husband there. Then too many people started talking about how great it was, more people attending every year. It started to get too big and I think the landowner could sense it. He no longer holds it. It was sad to see it go but easy to see it was losing its magic.
Yeah, I loved a festival in Scotland called Electric Fields for the same reasons you said. Then it got really busy and now it's stopped being held and I think it's because the small area of land just couldn't take it. Plus the people that started going weren't the same type of crowd and the atmosphere changed.
Trips to parks or camps. I am trying to get away from you.
OMG, the worst is when you're in the rustic parks, no power, and a massive RV pulls up with a lovely effing generator running 24/7. Every effing time. Go to the Koa, dude.
That hum raises my blood pressure.
Hard to think of something this doesn't apply to.
Voting.
Everything tourist. So many national parks now bumper to bumper traffic. So many places with cute shops and cafes now have police that make everyone, now butt to gut, keep walking. People trying to play frisbee on cram-packed beaches full of dog poo. Too crowded.
Quiet empty places still exist, they're just a little more out of the way. Not even that far out of the way, just a little bit out of the way. I live near Lake Michigan and the popular beaches have an hours-long wait to get in on a Saturday, meanwhile the next county up has bigger beaches and fewer people. I have no problem telling people about them because they are too lazy to go up there and enjoy them. Every vacation I'm on I can find a spot that is pretty quiet as long as I think outside the box a little bit and have a little determination.
When a thing becomes sufficiently popular, a show, a game, a sport, people who don't actually like that thing, but want to become a part of what's popular, are inevitably a part of its demise. Because producers usually want to broaden the appeal of their product, to increase profits, but they fail to realize they're changing their product for a group of people who aren't actually interested in it anyway. This then turns away the originally interested demographic.
To be honest, this describes a lot of the gaming scene at the moment quite well. Edit. Holy poo, thank you so much for all the upvotes. I will work on responding to all the comments. Just heading to school now. Hope you all have a lovely day. Smiley face.
Ugly Christmas sweaters.
A good ugly Christmas sweater is like a good bad movie. It can't be made with any self-awareness, there's an earnestness that has to be present.
Camping. Almost all of the campsites I have been to in the past however many years have had a group of annoying, loud people playing stupid loud music into the night. I go camping to enjoy nature, not to listen to you.
The harder to get to the better on this. Even a little harder. Drive right up with water and electric. High chance of rowdy neighbors. Drive right up primitive. Somewhat lower odds. Walk even 50+ yards to site. Dramatically better. Hike in 1+ mile. Very, very unlikely.
In Austin, Barton Creek. Too many people on the trails, playing their stupid effing music from their stupid effing speakers, and not picking up after their dogs.
A serene, unspoiled mountain lake was perfect for fishing, swimming, and just enjoying nature. There were just a few summer cabins along the lakeshore and the area was kept clean. The only sounds were fish rippling the water and birds in the trees, the air naturally scented with pine. Then, the lake was discovered, and people started buying up every available bit of lakefront real estate to build oversized houses and docks for high-speed motorboats. Now, as I once lamented, the pure water of the lake has become polluted and the fish are mostly gone. Outboard boat engines dominate the sound and the pine trees have been chopped down in favor of development.
Don't forget the water is now murky and brown. Those effing boats churn up the sediment and do some real work on the ecology.
Collecting vinyl. I used to be able to go to the thrift stores and come home with a handful of decent records.
YouTube was pretty fun in the early days, just people sharing fun stuff. Now it's all about taking 20 minutes to describe something that takes one and getting a zillion views. $. Although it's not completely ruined, totally enjoy watching robbers, squirrels, etc.
Old YouTube from say 10 years ago was amazing. I miss it. It used to be like the people's tube. Used to find so many cool things. Now the algorithms and ads make it impossible. Unless I know exactly what I'm looking for, it's useless. The kids today don't know how good it could be.
Waiting in line. It was cool before everyone else started doing it.
Now that's a quality reply.
Bluetooth speakers while floating the river. Y'all, it's beautiful scenery and peaceful as F. Can I just get drunk without listening to a dozen pooty speakers playing different pooty music all at once?
Bluetooth speakers in public spaces in general. It is super annoying to be on the train, walking to my ferry, on the trail, etc. and have to listen to someone else's music.
Concerts and shows where everyone is holding up their phones trying to record everything. Do these people not realize that they're completely ruining the experience for the people sitting behind them and who also paid good money to see the performance?
And they are never, ever going to watch that pooty video anyway.
Probably most nature. When I lived in the Bay Area, I looked forward to spending my weekends in nature, away from people. That changed. Now everyone shows up everywhere and is really effing loud and rude. Ugh, glad I left. I guess this has been happening many places.
The housing market because of people investing in rental properties. Half the houses on my street are rentals. Doesn't even feel like I'm part of a community anymore.
Wait till they all go to short-term rentals. Look to Barcelona if you want to see maybe the worst example of this.
Thrifting. Thrifting used to be a way to dress yourself in your home for much less. It used to be a way to find full wood furniture for cheap, good quality tailored clothes that fit to a T, and furbish your home when you're not loaded. You can still do all of those things today, but often, the prices are much higher than they used to after so many people discovered that they can buy a good quality, and sometimes branded, leather bags for a few dollars and sell them on eBay for hundreds. For many, thrifting isn't a cool lifestyle that they inhibit because they want to be environmentally friendly and hipster-like. For many it's a necessity. The people searching for cheap thrifted goods and then reselling them for 10x the price they paid for it is very basic market economy, and I understand that, but the very same actions have made it even harder for those on the breadline to actually dress themselves in their home.
Greater than leather bags for a few dollars and sell them on eBay for hundreds. Our local thrift store started pricing items based on what they saw on eBay and even printed out a listing to prove its value. I miss the days when people were too embarrassed to be seen at these places.
Everything. Every effing thing. If people enjoy it, someone will start a trend or a hashtag and it will become a thing on social media that you have to be seen to do, or want to do in order to be in. And then, if people are enjoying it, if it's popular, someone will find a way to monetize it and profit from it, which usually involves making it widely more accessible to open up their possible market.
Writing and film criticism. I've seen too many people claim to know what they're doing completely fail to understand the fundamentals, ultimately harping on things that aren't mistakes, and praising things that are.
Asterisk a character does something inadvisable, stupid, either because they lack the information needed to make a good decision or they have a fundamental flaw that influences their thought process, asterisk. Nasal YouTube voice. This is a plot hole ding.
Twitch. Popularity in the past 3+ years has brought on so many changes to the site for the worse. Edit. To clarify, I am not talking about anything on the content creator side. Only the burdens that attention has brought. Amazon is now actually trying to make a profit off of everything with excessive ads, hype trains to influence, bits, gifting 100 tier 3 subs at once, bits to influence polls, subbing for a half year in advance. The majority of the original Twitch staff have been let go. Ad block is now dead. Music will now get you banned. The list goes on and on.
I forget the precise number, but a couple years ago, if you had 30 viewers, you were in the top 50% of streams. Today that number is something like 5. The market is basically oversaturated. When everyone's on stage, no one's in the crowd.
Driving early to work. Now because everyone does it, it's the same as the rush hour, or driving in general, it's difficult to get anywhere with the traffic now.
If early rush is just as bad as regular rush, shouldn't the regular rush be noticeably less crowded now?
The number of people driving is also increasing constantly, so it wouldn't make much of a difference.
Social media was over the moment everyone's parents logged on.
I've had to tell my mother constantly over the past few years since she had gotten Facebook that not everything she reads on there is true or happened.
Among Us, it's a good game, but because of all the toddlers playing it, it got completely ruined.
Really killed it for me when every game you got into, the lobby was kids trying to flirt with each other, and as soon as the game starts, half the crewmates leave. I've been in 4 games where I got to be imposter, then immediately won because so many people quit.
May the 4th. I hate that every single company tries to tie in their macaroni and cheese or auto dealership to this stupid Star Wars Day. April Fool's Day. Again, you spend the whole day wading through unimaginative, tired cliches from boring companies and sports writers who can't be bothered to put more than a second's thought into their hilarious joke. Just stop.
I debated posting this on a throwaway account, but here goes. BDSM. 50 Shades of Grey made people that had done zero research think they wanted to be in the lifestyle, but they fail to realize what the lifestyle actually is. There are things within that lifestyle that can be very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, and reading a friggin' badly written series of books is not research, nor does it make you an expert.
It's been a double-edged sword for sure. I've met many people in our local kink community who never would have found us if not for the unexplained tingles they got reading the books or watching the movies. They saw it for the fantasy literature that it is, and came to us to learn and explore safely. Those are the folks we want. On the other hand, are the idiots who come in thinking 50 Shades is a documentary. They show up to a party and get upset when we don't provide them someone to spank and/or F. Or, they sit on FetLife all day demanding anyone with AF on their profile drop to their knees and call them daddy. Those are the folks we don't want.
Honestly, anything. Reddit is anal about gatekeeping, but I believe that a healthy dose of that can exist. Just enough to maintain a healthy group of people who share the same interests without diluting it. I've seen far too many communities, especially small ones, get destabilized by people who are kinda into what the group stands for but want to do their own thing more than keep the spirit of the group alive. How is it progressive to let anyone enjoy everything without any kind of boundaries or standards if accommodating new people means passionate and dedicated long-term members end up feeling disillusioned?
Video games. Particularly that a lot of young kids now see it as a way to become rich. You pretty much can't play online games just for fun.
Holy poo, this one's relatable. I just want to have a nice time playing CSGO, yet my friend, who is considerably better than the other 4 men in the queue, takes everything seriously. He always states how the game shouldn't be fun, as if it's his job or SMTH. He has been offered invitations to join teams yet rejects them all cause they're not good enough. It just seems like a toxic mindset IMO.
Fidget spinners. Originally, they were made for people with ADHD as something to help keep them from getting distracted by giving their subconscious mind something to do. Somehow, it became a huge effing meme and almost every man, woman, and child had at least 77 fidget spinners. Before long, like everyone that becomes popular on the internet, it was popularized to the point where suddenly, the cool thing to do was to hate it and everyone who uses one. So the people who had fidget spinners because they needed them could no longer use them without everyone else looking at him like brain-dead 7-year-olds.
My ex.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.